and welcome to the Motor in-Service Training featuring Portia Page. My name is Joy Paleo. I am the Education Program Manager here at Balanced Body, and we're so delighted to be offering you these in-service trainings, which are really an introduction to, in this case, the motor. Check in with us weekly. For the 3 weeks out of a month, we will be highlighting different products in which we will do little in-service trainings. I believe the next one, if I'm not mistaken, Portia, is the IQ coming up in 2 weeks. And then at some point next month, there'll be another motor, and there'll also be a Coraline in service. So we hope you guys will join us for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear now. We're gonna pull up Portia Page, who is your host for today. And if you guys wouldn't mind monitoring the chat, I'm going to ask a few questions, and I'm also going to ask you to send me your questions. As Portia's teaching, if things come up, send me a chat and I will answer as best I can. And whatever I can't answer here, we promise we will follow up with you and get you the answers that you need. So with no further ado, Portia Page.
Hello. So nice to see you guys, or see you on my camera. It is my pleasure to be here today to give you a little in-service and intro on the motor, how to put it together once you've gotten it, and then a nice little workout so that we can get you going and motoring on your motor. First, an introduction about me. I'm Portia Page, and I am the Education Program Liaison with Balanced Body, and I'm also an MI for all of their programs. It is my pleasure to be working on the motor today. It's such a fantastic tool, and with my 30 years plus of working in the fitness and Pilates realm, I have really grown to love this little piece right beneath me here. So without any further delay, let's get ourselves motoring. Are you ready? I bet you are. All right, I just want to point out that I do have what we call a motor grip sleeve. So my motor will look a little different than yours. I'm going to pick it up right now, and I'm going to pull down this little glove or sleeve, and you can see that it's gray, just like the one that you might have with you. If you are joining us today and you have a motor, feel free to bring it out and go along with this with me. And if you already have it set up, then just keep it that way. Listen, and we'll be starting the workout in just a few moments. So first off, your motor has this lovely little cap on it, and there's a green button right on the top. So to start things off, we have to open it up and see what's inside. Feels a little bit like Christmas, doesn't it? Right around the corner for that. But right now, Christmas is today, and we're going to give this motor, you push the green button, make a turn to the left. I always remember lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. I'm going to place this down here for now, and you'll notice that we have this carrying strap on here. I'm going to loosen it just a bit, and then it slides out of this U-shaped hole here on the side. You'll notice that there's several of them, and it is connected down at the bottom with the D-ring and a little carabiner, which I will take off. You want to make sure, I'm just going to pick this up, that you take the carabiner off of this part of the strap so that this little tab won't get in the way with a carabiner on it. By the way, you can see that the motor doesn't weigh a lot. It's a really fantastic, with that carrying strap, tool that you can take with you either to see a client personally or just carry with you and maybe work out in your yard or a park. All fantastic options. I'm going to continue here. I'm going to lean that towards the camera. As you look inside, there's more. We have this little, this is just a little cushion to buffer the extension arm that is inside the roller itself to protect it during shipping. So you know what? We won't need this anymore. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to make a little pile here of things that we're going to push off to the side because we won't be needing it. Then as I look in a little further, you can see here, there is this little hammock that helps you pull out your extension arm. So here we are. This is the extension arm. I'm going to hold this up. So the extension arm has these things called stability wedges on them. We'll deal with those in just a moment. But we first want to put the extension arm. You'll notice that there is a flat side. I'll walk a little closer. This is the flat side. There we go. And then there is a, I can do this, a rounded side. I'm going to step back. I'm going to place the rounded side into one of these two slots that are across from one another. It glides in and it should sit flat. Now you will notice that the top of this is one flat surface, and guess what? We can put our top or cap back on. So again, I put it on top, give it a little turn to the right to find where the locking mechanism is, and then listen. I want to hear that click as it locks into place. This is a safety thing to make sure that your extension arm does not come off. So we don't want you losing an arm, extension arm, okay, when you are working out. So from here, I'm going to take these lovely little stability wedges off. And what I remember, because I love to smile, is that when we put them back on, we smile with our wedges. And then they just click into place. And if we want to store the motor back where it was, which we'll do at the end, we would be able to slide it back into the roller itself. So I'm going to take this one off. Now we need to set this up. I'm going to slide the extension arm facing in this direction, and these stability wedges are going to come underneath about, I use just 2 fingers bringing them together, and from the end of where the roller is to the wedge, about 2 fingers from either end. This keeps it stable, and at this point with the roller in the wedges, I can safely step on the roller and be able to balance. Again, I do have this motor grip sleeve on here and cover, and this cover has little like bubbles that are grippy, which makes this a very grippy surface and makes it much easier to balance. So this is a great feature. It also helps to give it a little bit more grip and keep it from slipping inside the wedges, because there is a little bit of instability there because it is still a rounded surface. That's one of the great features of this particular piece. Going back to the extension arm, I'm going to take off, don't worry, no clothes, just this little hammock. You'll notice that it's got our Balance Body logo on it. If you want to wear it as a headband, you may. You know, there's lots of new styles coming out these days. But what I am going to do for now is just put all of this together and take it off to the back here so that it is out of the way. And now I can look at the rest of the motor. So what you see here again is our roller, wedges, extension arm. Now, if you're following along with me, take a seat straddling, facing the extension arm. And from here, if you notice, there are these 2 little straps. If you just purchased your motor, these little straps will actually not be connected. You'll notice here that there is a little carabiner and D-ring. You just clip in the strap into the carabiner. Mine has already been opened and has had lots of use, so I've already gotten these attached. The other nice thing about these is that they are washable, so if you need to just throw them in your washer, you can do that, or you can just use some light soap and water and they can clean up very easily, as well as the rest of the motor itself. So from here, we have this extension arm. I'm going to show you what else comes inside the box. So there is a little instruction sheet that tells you how to do what I've just done. You have motor flashcards with particular exercises to remind you how to do them. And then there is a little motor DVD, and it has 2 workouts on it, a short one and a long one. Always great resources, and also these videos are on our website too. Joy will be typing into the chat different resources for getting other motor information, workouts, and classes. Back to the motor. We are seated on its straddle. You will notice that it is a roller that is somewhat hard. And remember, motor means that it is more than just a roller. So even though it is a roller, and with the extension arm taken off or hidden inside the roller itself, it can be used as a roller. Myofascial release. We won't be doing that today, but just remember, it's always an extra roller. And who doesn't need an extra roller, right? Okay, back to our little in-service here. So again, you'll have a strap on each one of these little, I'm from California, Southern, by the way, and I call these avocados because they look a little bit like an avocado once it's been peeled. And avocados are my most favorite food. This is actually called the VRM, or the Variable Resistance Module. There are 2 of them. They are separate, and they pull out. Look, there you go. This strap is about 7 feet long. So if I'm standing and I want to use the strap, I'll have plenty of strap for me to use. Even my husband, who is 6'5", can stand on here and get some range of motion. So there we go. Now let's take a look. What makes it variable? Well, it's variable because it has 3 settings. This means there is 2 tabs or buttons on each side of each VRM, or avocado, remember? And right now I have it on the light setting, and that means that you'll see a light gray on the bottom and a darker gray on top of that. If both of those are out all the way, light gray, dark gray, that means you have the light setting on it. So I know that both of these are on light. I'm just going to give them a little pull, and I can feel that setting. That light setting is about 3 pounds, which in the metric system is about, I just half it, so about 1.5 kilos. Now, we've tested the light. Let's try the middle or the medium. I'm going to push in, and it doesn't matter which button you push. Just push one in. Now you see the light gray go away. I'm going to grab the light one behind so I can compare it with the middle one or medium one here. Yeah, feels a little bit heavier, right? That is about 6 pounds, about 3 kilo. So now we have one more button that we can push. Let's push it in, and again, we'll compare it with the light. Much heavier. Now we're at about 9 pounds or 4.5 kilos. So we have a fully variable resistance on either side, meaning I can have one limb, say a leg, in the heavier resistance, while my arm can be using, the opposite arm can be using a light resistance. This becomes really great for creating diversified and variable workouts for months and years to come. All right, I am going to go ahead and show you something that might happen. So I've talked about, and you notice every time I change a button, I make sure that the cord is completely retracted inside of the VRM. What happens though if I have it pulled out and I say, oh, I want to change from this heavy to a medium? Well, what I've just done is done that change with the cord pulled out. So listen. Oh, it's not going to do it. Maybe now. Okay, well, let's try it again. Hear that? So I had the cord pulled out and it made that noise. If that happens, it's okay. What you're going to do is bring the cord all the way back in, push both buttons out so that they are in the light setting, hold the VRM, the avocado here, pull the cord out, and let it snap back in. Yep, that should do it. Now it's smooth, it's back to its light setting, and next time I'll know to make sure that the cord is all the way in before I make a change. It's just something that we have to train ourselves to do, and after many years of working on this wonderful piece, it's part of my daily ritual, if you will. All right, so guess what? One other thing that I wanted to tell you about. So we have been seated on the roller itself with this sleeve on there. This little pad here, the Balance Body Mini Mat, is really useful for placing over the top for when we lie down. Sometimes we need a little extra padding for our spine, and that would be a really great place to use it. I'm going to set it to the back here because I'm going to use it when we do some supine exercises in just a few moments. But let's get started with a workout on your motor. Are you ready to join me? Bet you are. So, taking a seat, I'm going to come all the way up towards the extension arm, facing the extension arm. Bend your knees, roll yourself down, and then I'm going to just bring my feet to the other side and scoot this way, because what I want to do is lie down with my head at the end furthest away from my extension arm. I'm going to keep the setting light on both sides, and before I lie down, I'm going to place my hands in the straps, reach forward, sitting tall, and here we go. Pull in the low belly and lengthen the low back as you begin to roll down. So here we go. Our first exercise is a Pilates roll down. Ooh, all the way until I make sure my head is on, and if I need to, just adjust like I just did. I pulled my heels and I allowed my spine to come down a little bit more. Now my head is fully on the motor itself, on the roller. I'm going to bring my feet just a little bit closer so that I will challenge my balance. I'm already on an unstable surface, so now I can just start with a pull over the head. And I'm going to do a few of these and chat just a bit. So this is great because the roller gives me feedback about my alignment. If I was on the roller crooked, as I pulled, I would feel like I was falling off. So this helps to right me and bring my spine into a line, in line with the roller itself. And now I'm going to make a big circle with the arms. This is lovely for bringing in some range of motion into the shoulder and the upper body. I'm finding my upright posture in this supine position. I'm going to go the other way now. And I'm really, even though I'm making it look easy, right? I am working on trying to maintain my balance, because if I pull one arm out without the other, I can slightly veer off to the side. So let's try an exercise where I do an asymmetric. This is a little cheerleader movement. I'm bringing one arm over the head and the other arm to the side. And this feels really nice. Now what I want to do is add a leg. I'm going to lift the opposite leg as the arm that's going over my head. This is a little harder than it sounds. Whew. Clearly I have a little more balance on one side of the body than the other. We'll do one more set and then release it down. Now, assisted sit-ups with a little bit of tension here, with the arms reaching up. I'm getting a little bit of help to help roll my upper body into a little abdominal curl. I'm using my breath, inhaling here as I find the roller, exhaling as I lift. I'm going to do 3 more of these because these feel really good, and I feel like I might need to just get a little bit more of a workout right now, and you're joining me. Now we're going to stay here and let's do some bicep curls with this little abdominal curl. This feels really good. I'm starting to ramp up my workout and get a lot warmer. Now let's try some different arm patterns with the, that I'm going to take my arms up into this nice V. Now how about adding a leg? Ooh, yeah. Now I'm going to leave this up and reach out and in. How about one more? Guess what we got to do the other side. Lift up the other leg, hold the arms up, knee above hip. Oh, yes. Two more. Are you guys warm yet? All right. Now, let's come down for a quick rest. I'm going to circle the arms over the head, just like I'm going to do a roll-up. Arms come up, head comes up. I'm getting this assisted push-up, or sit up, and now I'm going to walk my legs out a little bit, and then I've done my little roll-up. Let's try rolling down again. Scoop in the abdominals, roll back, walk your feet back, take the arms up and over. Big inhale, exhale. I'm going to walk with the other lead right now. Reach the legs out and then roll back down. Now let's do two more because those feel quite nice. Use your breath, and you don't have to walk the legs. Let's see if we can do it without. Yes. So the little leg walk is just a little assistance to help lengthen the legs, give your hip flexors a little bit more room if you need it, and help you with a traditionally difficult exercise, yet one that's quite common in our Pilates practice. Ooh, didn't that feel good? Now, I'm going to hang on to these, move into my next position. And one thing that I did not mention that I want to mention right now is that when you have the hands or limbs in a strap and they're in your pulling in any direction, you need to have a part of your body holding the roller down. Otherwise, when you lift up, pulling this way, it'll pull the roller obviously out of the stability wedges because they're not glued in there, they're just placed in there. So I'm just going to carefully move myself back, come to a seated position, and we'll do a few exercises here. I like to do this like little ab series where I'm doing a little roll back and using different arms. So I'm going to start to add a leg. Yes. Are you with me? How about we do one more on each side? Yeah, we do a little narrow row. Reverse fly with a knee lift. Narrow row in the center. Other leg so we're balanced. And there we go. So I've slid back a little bit. Now I'm going to turn and face you. Hello. So here we are. I've got two hands in the strap still, but I'm facing to the side. One really great thing about the motor is that anytime, any position that you are in, if you are facing the side, you are working on a bias for either ab or adduction for whatever limb is in the strap. We're going to start with my close leg coming all the way up, bringing the strap above the knee. It can also sit below the knee if it's uncomfortable to bring up that far. And I'm going to slide myself all the way away from here. What I do when I do that is that I add more tension without having to change the tension because I'm further away from where the resistance begins. So here in this position, seated up nice and tall, my sit bones are right into the roller itself, bringing my knees together. The hand, I'm now going to place this into the opposite hand of this leg. So I've got my left leg in the strap up to the knee, right hand in the strap. I'm going to make little goalposts here, and I'm going to open and close. Let's just actually use this leg because it has the strap on it. I'm going to open, close, open, close. I'm keeping a nice tall seat. Now I want to rotate. Yes, so this rotation, I'm getting assistance from this strap behind me to find my posterior oblique line, and I'm working the adductors here as I sit up nice and tall. Oh, I like this one. Can we do 3 more? And 2 and 1. All right, now I'm going to take this hand over, place this hand here, and I'm just going to slide this leg out and then in. So now I'm doing a tricep overhead press with my right hand, and I'm doing leg slides with an adductor bias on this left leg. Yeah? So I can add this arm, we can get creative with our choreography, and we just have to do 200 more. I am just kidding. I would not do that to you. All right, I'm gonna bring this around. We're gonna slide this down and off. I would normally do the other side, but I wanna do some other exercises in this position, and I've got lots more to show you, and not all day, unfortunately. So from here, I've got straps, 1 in each hand, and I'm gonna place this hand with the back strap here, and I'm gonna take a high kneeling position, still facing the camera. You'll notice that I'm still on this end. If I was finding that this was a little too much just to even hold, I can move closer towards the extension arm, and that's gonna make the tension a little less, not enough that I need to take a strap, but there's always that option. I can let that strap down, but I'm going to hang on to that. I'm going to move myself back. Joy, how we doing on there? Everything okay? Good?
All is great, Portia. Keep going. I love some of that side sitting stuff you just showed.
I know, isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Yes,
and you forget how nice it is to be able to bias one leg and one arm. So really, really super stuff. Keep going.
And on top of that, Joy, too, it does help you really light up your oblique system, and you can have clients and even yourself really find, especially the back line. I love that with the back arm.
Right. Which is really what makes it so unique, especially, when you're certainly working with everyday clients and athletes as well.
Oh, I know. It's such a versatile piece.
All right, so take it away.
We're taking it away. 1 strap each hand. I am high kneeling. I do have I'll turn around for just a moment to show you what my feet are doing. I've got my toes tucked under, even the pinky toe. This is going to give me more stability. If I want less, I can lift up 1 foot or both. I just wanted to show you that so that you have options. I'm playing it safe this morning, and I am going to keep my toes curled under because I wouldn't want to fall or wobble. Okay, we're going to take a nice 1 strap each hand, big rotation, and then turn. I'm going to let myself turn all the way towards the extension arm, even looking down. Now I'm going to start to flex, and then I'm going to lift and rotate, extend. Little flexion here. Now those toes curled under give you a really nice connection directly from the heel, from the toes to the heels, all the way up to where the knees are on the motor itself. I'll do 1 more here. And now we're just going to come to an upright position. I've got my left arm out, my right arm to the side. I'm going to lower the left, lift the right. So I'm making this little windmill shape here. And here's a nice place to now test. I'm going to take my right toes off, place them back, bring my left toes up, place them back, and I'm not going to go for 2. But you can certainly try that if you like. I'll maybe do it for a second. Woo! All right, and last one. Okay, fantastic. Now, we've done a lot of work for the arms through the trunk and into the legs. I want to give you a different position now with the legs. So on this end, whatever is the end leg, go ahead and bring it in front. Now we are in a little split lunge, 90-90 lunge, and the roller provides a really nice cushion, if you will, and a space to anchor my back knee, which tends to get a little lost when we do normal lunging. So I'm going to go here, and we can do a different arm. So I'm going to take my left arm up and my right arm side, and I'll do a few of those. One thing I will note is that you want to keep this heel grounded, because if I kind of let it loose and I'm not really positioned in that foundation of heel, knee, and toes, then I will lose my balance. Okay, let's do 2 more here and 1 more. Now, little hold here. So now we're going to rotate and come back. Rotate, come back. 2 more. And last time. And release. Woo, that felt good, didn't it? Now I'm going to step this foot back, actually place it on the motor itself, and we're going to move our way into standing, but we're going to get there little bit by little bit. We've gone from back knee on the roller to the far foot or the front knee or front foot on the roller. There you go. Okay, so here I'm actually going to do a step up. I'm not going to do anything with the arms just yet. Step up and down. Step up and down. Now I am not wearing shoes, so my foot is in a sock on top of the roller and it feels really good on the bottom of the foot. So I'm actually going to take my hands to my hips, and just this light tension here is really challenging me not to do this, right? I want to fight that counterbalance and pull myself into a straight position here. Now, let's add the arms. As I step up, I'm going to step wide and punch, and then down, and punch, and then down. Now, these straps, even though they're light, are pulling me this direction. So I am working my lateral system all the way from my right ear all the way down to my right ankle to keep myself upright. Yeah, punch and down, and punch and down. 4 and 3 and 2. Now stay up. Whoa, that is difficult. I asked you to take a wide step because I wanted to give you a good foundation. Now let's go into a wood chop. We're going to take a squat here and then rotate up, arms, eyes, everything to the right side. Bend and come low. Now this is challenging. You are on a rounded surface. You've got tension coming from the side, and you are rotating against that tension. 3 more. These make you feel strong and powerful. Woo! And maybe a little wobbly. Now stay right there. Bring the arms down. From here, I'm going to step this left foot in to meet the right and take the arms up and then down. So now, whoa, I'm staying balanced on top, and I'm moving away from the resistance with my leg and my arms. 3 and 2. One more time. 1. Now let's stay here. A little more narrow. Sit back, squat, drop, and then pull in, down, like a narrow row. And again, because the resistance is coming at 2 different angles from one side, it is challenging. 3 more. I'm using the breath. 1 more time. Now from here, I'm going to do palms together. Stand tall, push down through your feet. Reach the arms up and down. So just a straight arm overhead lift. I'm really challenging my upright position. And 3 and 2 and 1 and a soft release.
Stepping back. So easy, Portia.
I'm glistening a bit right now. I'm going to place these back in, and there is so much more that you can do, but I have so much more that I want to show you. So what I'm going to do is take the mat again so you can see how I use this. Again, giving me that extra little cushion. It also is support, and it will help you from sliding off. And we're going to come to this end. Take that low squat again right at the very end, and then roll all the way down. Now, I did not tell you to change anything here. We're going to keep this just the same. Find your straps, place them into your hands. And remember, we did some of this work, but we had our head down at that end. So now I'm going to make, again, my feet a little more narrow. So you can go wider with the feet for a little more foundation, but I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm asking you to do the same. Bring your heels underneath your knees, slide the heels almost touching, so narrow space between the thighs, and then just lower and lower. So just simple arm lowers. Now you'll notice that I increase the range of motion to bring the straps over the head. This is really nice because I'm getting assistance to bring the arms over the head, and then I'm resisting to bring them down. One more time. And we can do some lat pulls. I can do exercises. One of my favorites is I'm going to take one arm overhead and one arm down below. Just doing a little scissoring here. And now I'm going to do a helicopter. So I'm going to make a circle, and I'll go the same direction. 2 more in this direction. And now we have to swap, swap, and switch. We'll do 4 in this direction. This little helicopter is a really nice way to challenge our stability here. And now I'm going to do my resisted ab curl. So remember, we did this the other way, but we had assistance because the straps were pulling our upper body forward. Now I'm going into the resistance. What I want you to note is that I find this actually a little bit more grounding because I am moving into the resistance and away from it, so it gives me a little bit more core activation, and that is needed at this moment. So now I'm going to hold up. We have to do a little 100 here, so start pumping your arms, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and with this resistance, I want you to pull your arms towards your knees. Inhaling through the nose, exhale, lift a leg. Inhale to lower, exhale, lift the other leg. We'll do another round. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and release. Lower down, give me a big arm circle and lift up and roll up. Now this is where we need the little walking. I'll give you that. Sit up tall, roll back down, bring your heels back in. Remember, we did this facing the other direction. How does it feel right now? Feels a little bit different. Oh yes, even I struggle. Even I struggle. I am human. All right, coming all the way down. Now, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to take my right strap, anchor, keep the left hand in the strap. We're moving on to 1 foot in the strap, 1 hand in the strap, opposites. I am using my right hand behind, my left foot in front. And now I'm going to reach the arm and a leg away from one another. And we'll do a few here. Now I want to start to lift up my back arm, lower it down with the leg and arm. Lift, lower, lift, add an ab curl. Oh yeah, add the heel lift in this front foot. 3, 2, how you doing? 1, and a release. Bend your right knee, unhook your right arm behind. We're going to now take the left strap, place the foot in, bring my arms underneath the straps, lift the knees up above the hips. Now in this position, I can, release my hands, but I'm going to use just my pinkies. You can tent all 10 fingers, or you can just go for pinky, or you can place the palm down. But active arms, so you are really tying the limbs into your trunk. Now from here, we're just going to go into a little movement with the legs. I'll do some things a little less traditional just to give you some ideas. So I'm starting with tabletop, and then I'm reaching one leg up, one leg out. And use the breath and inhale. This is a really nice feeling in that resistance. Now I'm going to add an ab curl and release. And another ab curl. Now watch this. As I reach up, can I hover the arms? And then back. And can I hover the arms? How about we do one more set? Let's work on staying in there. And then a release. And then I'm going to come here. We'll do a few helicopters just because they feel good. And I will note that with the light resistance, which is what we have on here, that this is more abdominal work. If you put a little bit more resistance, so if we put the heavy resistance on, this means it'll give you more support. It'll be a little easier in the abdominals and a little bit more leg work. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas. I'm going to place both feet down, unhook the arms, roll up, slide back. So I got you into the straps on your feet, lying down. We're going to get out in a seat. Let the straps come back. And I've got just enough time to show you the next series. So if you were using a mat, go ahead and take it off. We're going to lift the motor up, and I'm going to take my cap off, reach inside. I grab the middle bit here, pull that out, and I'm going to place that right there. And I'm going to put the cap back on. There we go. It's locked into place. And I'm going to go ahead and place it right back inside the wedges and leave it right there. I'm going to come to the front side and show you that you can use this as a seat. I am going to leave light resistance on there, even though my feet are going to be in the straps. I want to show you some exercises now using just the extension arm. It actually comes off just like you see here. And now I can use it as a tool. I'll come behind the roller now. So feet are in straps. I feel a bit like Pinocchio, but I'm not lying. Okay. Feet out wide, lift the chest. Let's start with a simple upright row. So your more traditional fitness exercises, I can do a reverse curl here. I can do an upright reverse curl combo. Yeah. Now let me give you a few specifics. Let's move into, I'm going to straddle the roller, hug in with my ankle joints. Yeah. Stand tall. The resistance is pulling me forward, but I'm working to keep my body upright. And I'm going to do a deadlift. So as I tip the hips and soften the knees, I lean the trunk forward. This extension arm stays right against my thighs with long straight arms, and I'm hugging the roller. So this is a really nice little routine that you can do. Now I can go back in and add in a little bit of everything. So I do one deadlift, one reverse row, one upright row. Let's do one more set. Deadlift, reverse row, upright row. Now let's do that again, but stay here. So I'm going to come into my tilted deadlift, and now I can do some rows. So again, I was going to tell you a little bit about the weight. So the weight of the extension arm is about 3 pounds. You just keep doing these rows. Rows are good for us. Sorry, it's about 6 pounds. I think I said 3. Now, a reminder, you keep doing the rows. When we have light resistance on each of the VRMs, it was 3 pounds, and then this extension arm weighs 6. That means we are now rowing 12 pounds, which is about 6 kilos. Now let's do one more and stand tall. Give me an upright row. We'll do one dead row, an upright row, and one dead row. Now let's move into the upright row and stay right there. So I am hugging in my ankles. Legs are strong. I'm going to flip my elbows under and bend my knees and then come back. Flip under. So what we're doing here is a movement that you see in the weight room called the hang clean. So I'm not letting the arms come down. I'm just flipping the elbows under. Now stay here. Now we can do an overhead press. I'm going to squat, press, squat, press. So here we are, back in the gym with our motor and on the extension arm. All right, so your heart rate is probably getting up there about right now. Still have a few more things I'd like to show you. I left the roller out so that we can do a little bit of balance with the extension arm and with the roller itself. Are you ready to join me? Let's step up carefully. One foot up, other foot up. Let's get a nice wide stance. Stand tall, and we're going to go into our little deadlift here. Tip the trunk forward. That extension arm stays against the thighs. And now upright row. 2 times of each. Deadlift. Now we are balanced on top of the motor, and it is a lot more challenging because my feet are not flat on top of a flat surface. Instead, I am balanced on a roller. Woo! All right, isn't that fun? Now let's take a little turn. I'm going to narrow my stance. Now I'm standing on a balance beam, which, by the way, balance beam was my favorite in gymnastics. So now I'm going to do a little mini squat with a forward raise and then stand. Whoo! Boy, does this bring back memories, except we were doing a lot more on that balance beam, but this is tough. Now let's hold here. Hold, 2, 3, 4, lift. One more time. Sink, hold, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Woo! So easy enough to do. I can just turn myself around, and even getting myself to the other side is in and of itself a challenge and part of the workout. So again, come into that little mini squat and almost more like a knee bend. I'm staying really upright. And whew, hold. 3, 1, 2, 1. Up one more time. Hold. And stand. Whew. That was tough. Let's step off. Take a little mini break from that. I'm just going to bring this down. And I am now, actually, we can leave it on. Let's do that. Let's leave it on this. This is on the fly, gang. I'm going to come to this end. I'm going to come all the way down, and I'm going to lie myself down. I'm going to take the extension arm right up over my shoulders. Feet are still in the straps.
Portia, you're a brave soul.
Am I a brave soul? Okay.
To do this live, go for
I know, on the fly, right? So I've got a knee over the hip. I've got my arms over the head, and I'm going to reach and pull and reach, woohoo, and pull and reach. It worked, Joy. One more.
Yeah, if you're woohooing, then I'm sure it's really hard.
So I will just say that this is like the true test, right? When you can do this. This side doesn't like me so much this morning. There we go. Woo! 2 more. That way we're balanced. And 1. Oh! Whew! Now, let's try our little roll up now, shall we? So we're going to come to a little ab curl and then roll up. Now, I find this a little easier because I've got that resistance pulling from my feet. And I'm just going to make a little adjustment here, moving this stuff out of the way so I've got somewhere for my legs to go. And I'm going to actually roll down. Whew. Take this up. Now, I'm going to take one leg up, holding the extension arm above my chest. I'm going to do little circles with this leg that's up. A lot harder than you think. That was 4. Now I'm going to do 4 in the other direction. And let's try the other leg. Okay. There we go. And 4. And 3. Oh, there we go. I need that wall a little closer. Another direction. So what you don't know about this floor that I'm on is that the floor is really uneven. That's not an excuse, it just actually is. And then come down. Whew, arms overhead. Now I'm gonna reach my legs a little bit longer, plant my feet, draw my abs in, roll up. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Whew. Now we're gonna do a little bit here. Not quite done yet. I think I got a few more minutes. Yes, Joy?
You are at 9:51. So.
Okay. All right. We'll just do a few rollbacks. I like to do a little rowing, and I'm going to slide the leg out and away one leg out and away as I roll back. So if I wanted to, I could also take a reverse grip and make it more of a bicep curl and roll back. Yeah. And last one. Okay. Oh, that's tough on the roller. So just so that you know, you could also do this on the mat, which we will do, and that'll take us to standing, and then we will finish off. All right. Moving my roller out of the way, keeping it in the wedges. I am going to have a seat. Put the straps back on my feet and roll myself down. Actually, you know, sometimes you forget, but this is actually a really nice thing to have behind my head. And this will give me some support of the arms when I bring them over my head. And you'll see in just a moment what I mean by that. All right, here we go. Straps back on the feet. I'm gonna hold this here and I'm gonna roll myself down. Yep, head fits. I'm gonna come down just a little bit more. Now I'm just gonna keep my knees bent for just a moment. Take the arms over. Now I've got a resting place for my arms, and if I lacked shoulder flexion range of motion, I would not have to try to reach the floor. I could consider this a slight rest of the arms. If I wanted to challenge, I would hold up a little bit more so that I had to keep the tension. Yeah, but I'm going to show it here for the first couple ones. So now, remember when we were feet in straps with the extension arm on the roller, we did some of these same exercises. Now I have straps on the legs, but my arms are in a lengthened position. So I can bring the arms up. I can add an ab curl. Good, and I can roll up and roll back and roll up and roll back and roll up and come to teaser and then come back. We'll do one more because this is our ta-da moment, just for joy. Ta-da! And now we can scissor the legs. There she goes. She's with us with her imaginary extension arm. Whew. And we'll bring that to a pause. All right. Feet come out of the straps. Whew. That was quite a workout. I'm going to put the extension arm back inside so you see how to store it, and then we'll tie everything up together. Joy, if you want to talk during this, you can, or if you need to say something, let me know if I've missed anything.
No, talk them through though, putting it back together so that they make sense.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the way I like to do it. Here's all our bits and pieces. Here is this. All right, I'm going to take the hammock out. All right, so standing everything up, I've got all my bits and pieces together. I'm going to start by taking the cap off, push the button down, turn left, and because I find it easier to put on the wedges when it's in, when the extension arm is in here, I just pick it up, place it in, grab the wedges, remember to smile, and I'm just gonna, that way I can see and hear that it is clicked into place. Do the same thing with the other side. And while I have this here, I'm going to take my handy little hammock, which also, remember, can be your headband. And I'm going to place it on one of these, tuck it under, reach it around, it velcros together. This is the end I want on the top. So I'm going to pull this extension arm out from the middle, drop the other bit down in. It just threads in quite nicely. When the stability wedges are locked into place on the extension arm, it glides right into the holder. I go from the middle green to the outside edges where I squeeze in to hold the wedge. I grab the hammock, which will pull this upright, and now the rest can thread in. Because if I try to hold the strap, guess what? Remember, it goes out to 7 feet, so I don't want to do that. And then I just glide everything back in. If I'm traveling and maybe taking this home on a plane with me, like I would do from a POT, I'm going to take this little wedge here. It has a large hole and then a smaller hole. It also has writing, so you can look at the writing, make sure that it's upright, and the bigger hole then will be on the bottom. That fills up the inside bits fill up that space, and I want a flat edge around these things here where my little tab is at the bottom. I'm going to come up, I want a flat edge right there. I'm going to take the strap. It has the same shape as this U shape. It has a flat edge and a rounded edge. I'm going to take the rounded edge inside there, place the cap back on. I want to listen for that click. There it is. So now I know it's locked into place. And then I'm going to take the carabiner and attach it onto the D-ring at the bottom of the motor. Tighten my strap. Not too much though. And away I go. Off to motor.
Super, Portia. Well done. Well done. Well done.
So what a great piece, right, Joy?
Yeah, you know what? And that was really, really a lovely workout. You know, it was
Thank you.
Clearly challenging, but it wasn't overwhelming. You know, really nice. And for those of you who are watching this, again, the motor offers this really nice opportunity to play to the body's strengths and weaknesses, to play with not just working, you know, the right and the left arm, but working the diagonals and our muscular chains. And so there's just so many opportunities available with the motor. So thank you for highlighting all of that, Portia.
My pleasure. And I literally, Joy knows this too, and she can too, but we could go on for days and days and days with all of the wonderful workouts and ways that you can use this motor. It's a very versatile, small, compact, lightweight tool that has such versatility that you can do all kinds of workouts. Hope to see you again at another Motor in Service by Balanced Body. Until then, the next time we see you, it's going to be, I believe, for an IQ.
The next Motor in Service will be with Portia, I believe, in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we'll go over the IQ. So not only will it be about the IQ, but she will also do roughly a half hour, 40-minute reformer workout. So please do feel free to join us. And if you look in the chat, hold on a second. If you look in the chat, there are some of our MIs who have been on. Sorry, I'm going to put it in for everyone. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to cut and paste.
Thank you,
Some of our
MIs.
MIs
Yes.
who are on the call who are just sending in some of their information. You can
Yes.
get videos at video.pilates.com. You get much more than just motor videos, but check the videos out there. Also check on pilates.com education finder to see MIs who are offering classes, and check those MIs who are offering classes out on their websites, because very often they will be doing virtual classes for their network of students, and they would love to see you as well. So thank you all.
And we also have training on the motor if you'd like to take a course. A lot of our MIs are offering courses, and they're both virtually and some are live. So check that out on our website also, and you can get more in-depth training on this to become a qualified motor instructor.
All right. So lots of love. All the best. Thank you, Portia.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Barb, in the background.
Yes. Thank you to our listening, Portia.